Hey guys, and welcome back to the shop. We got a quick one here. I just kind of got into something today that I thought might be useful for somebody out there. Because if you haven't already done it, you may do it in the future. Silly me, last year Dan forgot to take the starting battery out of the generator here. So it is cooked, like dead, like negative dead. It doesn't want to do anything. It is so dead to the point where the battery charger doesn't even recognize it. Like whenever you plug it in, it acts as though nothing is connected. So it is very dead. If you can see here, I got a whole spider web of crap going on. I promise it makes sense. I'll bring you in and explain it a little bit better. But I have my jump pack, the JNC 660. This thing is freaking awesome. It's just power for days. More power. Yeah. This thing is freaking, like, I've jump started a D6 with this. They're awesome. If you don't have one, I strongly suggest. But what we got going on here is that the jump pack is literally supplying life support to the battery for the generator. It's giving it enough of a voltage so that the battery charger sees it and actually wants to charge. So I'll bring you guys in and explain this a little bit better. All right, now you guys can better see a little bit what's going on. I mean, these wires are just really long. That's why it looks so bad. But I have the jump pack connected through fusible jumpers, which, by the way, if you don't have any of these, dude, I cannot suggest any stronger. Making some of these for yourself, go to your local auto parts store, get some of these fusible inline things, make some jumper wires. That way, if something happens, your jumper wire blows and not whatever you're doing. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this. So I have my jump pack connected to the battery from the generator through these jumper wires. I also have a whip here for my battery tender. So if you guys are familiar with these things, these are just like motorcycles, quads, whatever, stuff that you want to maintain a full state charge on your battery. These things are absolutely amazing. So since I got myself into this predicament, I've added this so this doesn't happen again next year. Well, at least hopefully, if I remember to plug this thing in. So if you guys see here, I got the meter just so I can better explain to you what's going on. So right now, I have the jump pack connected to the battery, and we are sitting right at 13.5. Obviously, I'm going to read the voltage of the jump pack because it's directly connected. So if I disconnect the jump pack, now there's going to be some residual here. It won't be as dead as it was when I started doing this. You see there? 6.8 and dropping rapidly. That is the voltage just on this battery. But I tell you what, if I let this thing sit here for 2 minutes, it's going to absolutely dive into the basement. And it's going to be so low that the charger here doesn't even recognize it and it won't want to start charging it. And I know a lot of you guys might say, hey Dan, this is a battery tender, not a charger. I say nay. Look at this. This is a better one. This isn't just a regular battery tender. This is a 3 amp charger and tender. It does both, I promise. But you see here how this amber light is blinking? That means that it's disconnected. It's not hooked up to anything. Whenever it's solid amber, it's charging. Whenever it's blinking green, it's 80% charged. Whenever it's solid green, it's totally charged. So if we hook up our battery tender / charger just to here, and I have the jump pack disconnected, you guys see here that it's wanting to charge right now because I just did that. But if you notice, that was blinking right there. My hand may have been in the way, but this thing is already saying, hey dude, this thing is so low that I don't want to handle it. So here, I'll show you on the meter. Well, hold on, if I can get a good reading for you. Look at that, 6.2, 6.1, 6. I'll tell you, this thing is absolutely nosediving to the bottom. So the battery charger is having a hard time dealing with the fluctuating voltage in this thing because it's dropping so quickly. So I simply take the jumper wire from my jump pack, hook it up. So I have these things in parallel, same voltage. Now let's take a look at that reading. 13.5. And take note, I have a solid amber light, meaning that this thing is charging. It's supplying a charge. And if we let this sit for a minute, we'll go ahead and check it with the meter again. See here? It's blinking green. That means it's plus 80%. So the charger knows that, hey, we're sitting at like 13 volts here. This is going to keep going higher because I'm on the jump pack and the charger. There you go, what, 14.5. So we're getting the voltage from the jump pack and the charger, and we're gonna give this thing the best possible chance to come back to life. So hopefully somebody out there gets something out of this and use my stupidity for your forward thinking, for your benefit. Don't find yourself in this situation if you can help it. But if you do, there are ways around this. Yes, I know you can just disconnect the battery and put it on a charger and go through that whole traditional route, but hey, this is the stuff I had here. It was just easier. So I know, yeah, easy versus right, whatever. I promise this is working. So in this, for instance, we're good. And let's say that you're out in the middle of nowhere, okay? You don't have a battery charger. You don't have a wall outlet. You have a jump pack in your truck. You can do this. And don't get me wrong, there is a pole start on this thing, so it still runs, but I paid for the simplicity and that little added benefit of an electric start. So by golly, I want it to work. But hopefully you guys can get a little something out of this and use my bad for your good. We'll see you next time.